video I'm going to take a look at the portering job, the job of the porters. Porters are integral to the workflow, as they are kind of like the lifeblood of the team. They manage commodities moving from one place to another, and without porters, this whole team doesn't function. So we're looking to recruit some more porters and get some help in that area. And what I want to say about the portering job is that it's probably the most complex job on the team. Applicants would want to be highly organized people. So people who like to keep their stuff in certain places when they play Minecraft. You've got chest for this or chest for that. You know, that's organizational skills. So our porters tend to be very organized, and also people who have a greater understanding of the workflow as a whole. People who know where stuff goes and who is responsible for producing items or goods, or manufacturing and crafting things based on each job. So a porter would know, you know, that what stuff is carpentry related, or masonry related, or mining related, or farm related, or you know, smith related. So porters have a good sense of the overall picture and tend to be very organized. They're also efficient people who look to do things you know, quickly and efficiently. So it is one of the more complex, if not the most complex job on the team, and you know, it's a job that requires a lot of I want to say brain power. So with that, we're looking to add some more porters because our workflow is increasing, and we need more help. We need more help in that area. So the first thing we'll look at what a porter does is we'll come over to the post office here and we'll take a look at the post office, where porters manage the mail and the work order system. So porters keep these books, these bookshelves full with books that are ready to become work orders. Players on the team will come in and they'll grab these books and write work orders here at this desk, and then when they're done, they'll place them on the desk. So a work order would get written, and when it's done and signed, it gets placed here on the desk. So porters are keeping the post office running smoothly, fully stocked, picking up work orders, dropping off fresh books, and delivering mail to all the team members' boxes as mail comes in for them. So the next thing a porter does is a lot of work out of their office, where there's supplies for crafting those books for the post office, and also shipping and receiving tools for around town and various locations are managed and handled here. So we'll just take a look quickly here through their stuff. There's their tracking system. Their work orders are kept here, and some of their tools, food and drinks up here. This is their central sorting, so this is kind of a hub where odds and ends would get dropped off to be organized later by porters and taken to their proper site. And this is the rail house. It's kind of, as well as being a transport center, it's also where the porters do a lot of work in terms of bringing in cargo, so shipping and receiving. This is the porter board. This board here indicates to the porters which mines or locations would need a pickup of shipping. So for example, miners were working at Granite Valley last night, and when they were done, they came here and flipped this light to let the porters know that Granite Valley is ready for porters to come out and pick up all the mined goods out there, the used tools, and the odds and ends. And we can take a look at that briefly in a little bit. So a big part of the porter's job is going from one office to another and doing the shipping and receiving. So as work orders flow through town, a work order might come to a blacksmith. A porter brings work orders to the blacksmith, puts it in the receiving box like this. And when the blacksmiths come in, they'll look at the work order and they'll fill the work order out. And when they're done, the blacksmiths will put it in shipping. And here, this stuff is ready to be shipped. So a porter is handling the receiving and the shipping at each office. We've got several offices. We've got, the blacksmith's forge and the night mage's lab and the carpenter's workshop and the farmer's farm and the chef's kitchen and the hunter's trading post, the engineer's workshop, probably a couple other things I'm overlooking. The miner's demolition office. So the porters are running the shipping and the receiving in each of these offices. So for example, the porter would take this order here that the blacksmiths filled out and run this over to the night mage's lab to be enchanted, because all this armor needs to be enchanted. So porters are managing the shipping and receiving at each office. So that work order ends up over here at the night mage's lab. To be enchanted by a night mage after the porter drops that off. So here's some other stuff in the night mage's receiving that's currently in the process of being enchanted. And when the night mage is done enchanting, they ship it, and the porter comes and gets the shipping and takes that work order with its items to its proper destination. So with that many offices and that many shipping and receiving and this many people, several people working and producing goods and things of that nature, the porter is a very busy person because there's always stuff that needs to be taken somewhere. So around town, a surveyor's office and the landscaper's office, those are the other two jobs I forgot about. But around town, the porter's very busy running back and forth, delivering goods and managing the workflow. So we'll take a look here. Every office has got work orders, shipping and receiving. Here's work orders. Surveyors have lots to do, and when they're done that stuff, they ship it. The porter comes and gets it. So a very organized porter will have a routine where they do their shipping and receiving in their favorite way that lets them be more efficient. Now what we'll do is we'll just pop down to the warehouse, the porter's warehouse, and take a look at where some of the overflow goes. So porters also manage the warehouse, and right now we've got it in pretty good shape. Most of the warehouse has been organized and cleaned up, and it's not full capacity right now, so that's a good thing. But extras and odds and ends will go in here, and porters are managing this stuff. So with that, we're going to next take a look at the mines and how porters manage the shipping at mines. So I'm going to wait for night here, and then we'll go out in the morning. Okay, so it's morning, and now we'll go take a look at that example of Granite Valley. We know a porter would know that Granite Valley needs to be picked up. Often there's many of these lights on, so there's lots to do. But right now, in this backup of the world file, porters are pretty on top of things and have things shipped out. So Granite Valley is the only one that needs a pickup right now. So what a porter would do is load up on some tools for the job, which involves, I'll just take, just for example, some fuel, and I want to make sure we've got an ender pearl for that. Food and drink we're supplied. We've got a crowbar. So a porter would go out to Granite Valley, which is a bit of a ride. It's not too far though. It's on track 3, and then you take track 13. So track 3 back. This is track 3. The lever is set to back. We'll jump on track 3 and we'll ride this out. Here we are passing the farm. The demolitions office back here. The hunter's trading post is here. So we're now heading out of town. And we're off to NPC Junction, where there's several more rail lines flowing out of that hub. So it's like, kind of like another rail house that the porter does work from. So here we are, we're arriving at NPC Junction. Somebody lost a cart. And this is another rail house, I guess you could call it. We call it a junction. These are the porter's quarters in here. It's where they can sleep. And their tools and food and drink and other supplies to be in here. And this is another central sorting. So when they're dealing with all the other mines that flow into this junction, you can see there's several tracks here for various lines and other destinations that come out of this junction. Porters can ship all those mines to this location and store a lot of stuff in central sorting, and then from there they can send trains into town for distribution to the various offices in the warehouse. So in this case we want track 13, which is this track here. We're going to go to Granite Valley. Granite Valley Mine, and see what the miners have for us. The miners just started working in this area here. This mine has gold, onyx, and a lot of granite, limestone, and black marble. So we'll take a look at that. Chunk's not loading. For whatever reason. That's okay. So Granite Valley Miners Quarters needs a pickup. You can see here the miners put their stuff in shipping. And right now lots of dirt because they're stripping back the hillside. And some onyx and granite and limestone. And then the tools they've used, and then the odds and ends that have sort of they've picked up with the drops. So what a porter would do is set up a train. And we'll do that. We'll do that now. I'll show you an example. So porter would come in here and set up a train like so, using the crowbar, link these carts. They throw an ender pearl in here. If there was no fuel, that'll keep the chunks loaded as the train travels long distances. And come in here and grab all the dirt and load up this train. Fill up these carts with shipping. Fuel up this train. After these carts are full. And then fire that train off to the junction. And then this train could, if there was another porter, a second porter waiting at NPC Junction, that second porter could either tear this train down and toss it into central sorting, while the first porter is loading up more trains at Granite Valley Mine shipping. Or if it's just one porter working on the mine, they can do what I'm doing here and send the train into the junction. Chunks are loading slowly here. Send the train into the junction and then redirect the train using these. Let's see here, we'd want it on the cargo launcher, so it would be that. Either way. That engine cart was kind of glitching out on it, but and then from here, this train can be redirected to this track and then sent over to this track and then fired down into town. So the rail house in town can handle up to five trains at a time. So basically porters are grabbing all the shipping at the mines, the various mines all over the server, bringing them into junctions, and then firing them into town to be organized and to be distributed after. So now I'm going to head back to town and we're going to take a look at another facet of the portering job. Alright, we're pulling into town. It's getting late. We're going to sleep. And then we'll look at the next thing that a porter manages. Alright, good morning. So the next thing a porter is going to deal with in their job is the banking. And porters manage the money on the server, the currency, the gems, and the coins. And that's done at Khufu Bank. And they come in here, and here's their ledgers for what mines cost us rent money, and here's the mint for pressing coins, and the porters work with when they have ingots they've ordered from the blacksmith. They come in here and they put the ingots in here and press coins, and then when they're done they've got coins, they can craft them into stacks of coins and whatnot. So every year we have to pay rent for our use of mines that are on NPC villagers' property, and there's a cost associated with that. So it's important that miners are mining gems, and blacksmiths are producing ingots with our precious metals, so that the porters can use the money to pay the villagers' rent for mining on their property. And that takes place here. So when we've got gems, we can exchange those for coins, or coins for gems. And this is where we keep that stuff. The porters work out of here for that. So that's banking. And then another interesting aspect to the portering job is managing the charcoal supply. So farmers are producing a lot of birch out at the forestry station. Not farmers, sorry, carpenters are producing a lot of wood out of the forestry station. And when porters are picking that up at forestry, and when the carpenters have signaled to the porters to come and get the logs out at forestry, then porters would head out to the forestry station, pick that stuff up, and come back here and take the logs out to the wood pile. So let's put some of our tools back here real quick. Done with the charcoal, done with the crowbar. And now we're just dropping logs off at the wood pile here. So it's usually a couple chests worth of logs. It's usually quite a haul of wood, and that wood comes out to the woodshed. That's right here. And when porters are dropping this wood off in the woodshed, when there's a full load of logs in any of these boxes, this one, we've almost got enough oak and almost got enough jungle for the porters to fire it into our charcoal making furnaces. So this is an interesting process for porters where they come in here, they load up the logs into the system, and cart would take that stuff around to the furnaces and drop logs off to each furnace, make its way through. There's 27 furnaces in here, and the logs burn, become charcoal, and also output oil. When that's done, porters have a round of charcoal that they can pick up in the box here, and they also have oil that they can store in the warehouse and use for trading with NPC villagers. Some of the oil is also sent to the carpenters who produce rail beds for track manufacture. So that's quite a process here as well, where porters are producing charcoal and oil for our various needs around the server. So with that, we'll head back. And of course, when the porters are done emptying the shipping at a site, they would come and flip the light off so that other porters know that it doesn't need picking up anymore. If we had done Granite Valley earlier, we would have turned this off. And also too, it lets the miners know that the shipping has been cleared out of Granite Valley and they can go back to working there because they have more space for more shipping. So we didn't clear it out. I'm just going to leave it on. But that's it in a nutshell. There's quite a lot for a porter to do. It takes a very dedicated and I want to say bright-minded person to manage all of those resources, to know everybody's job and to know what they're producing and what their needs are, and to manage that workflow and how the items and the resources come and go from one office to another. So between the post office and all the offices in town with their shippings and receivings, and the warehouse, and then the various mines that are stretched out across the server. Some of these mines are, a good 6 or 7 minutes away by cart ride. So it's a lot of cargo trains, which come in here and wait to be torn down. And then there's the banking, and also the charcoal making process. So a portering job is quite a challenging one, and we're looking for people who are ready to take on that kind of challenge and help further the progress of any future projects we may have, and become a part of a really good community. So thanks for checking that out.